Oh my God. Look, sheetrock. This is part 3 of my Epic Garage Game Room Mancave project. I'm super excited. We have done a lot of work so far. We've graded the dirt, the rebar going in, the foundation getting poured, and then we did the initial framing. We cut in and tied into the roof, and then we did the exterior cladding, and then rough electrical. So that brings us to this point in this episode. We're gonna be cutting the doors for the garage, for the side door and the front door for the garage, and installing those doors. Also, we're gonna be doing spray insulation, that radiant barrier I talked about. And that was really cool. And then we got sheetrock going in, and then there'll be tape and bedding, and then they're gonna be painting. And wrapping up this episode, we're going to be doing my LED lighting project that I've been talking about. So today they came by and did the transition between the old garage concrete and the new, because there was about a 1/2 inch gap elevation, and also a gap where the brick used to be up to the edge of this door frame, actually all the way through. So they smoothed all that out. They're gonna, after this dries, they're gonna come back with some finishing mortar or grout, I'm not sure what it's called, but he said they were going to come back through with some thin set to really smooth out all the lines from the rough troweling that they did. And also they did the moldings around the exterior doors. And check this out. We got the moldings done around both doors. Looks good. Just ready for paint. Here's the other door that they framed out. Looks good. But my yard is looking like a war zone right now. I've got debris. I think they're coming pretty soon to clear all this out. But all the siding is done. It looks really good. Just ready for some paint. This is the front. Just a couple little blobs of insulation that seeped out that they got to cut away before they paint. And then I've got a drop for a future mini split that's going to go on the back wall here. Well, they made a lot of progress today. We've got just about everything sheetrock in the new addition, except for that area right there and this little half wall that contains the electrical panel. So they're coming in tomorrow to finish that up. So they also did new sheetrock around the new door area, and they went ahead and tape embedded it, and the ceiling area too. They went up a little bit, but they went ahead and tape embedded the transition between the original sheetrock and the new sheetrock. And then coming over here, got my panel and relocated light switches. And again, they replaced the sheetrock right here because they had to cut into it, so it was all kind of jaggedy. So they smoothed all this up, so this wall is gonna get painted. And then also here, we got new sheetrock, and it's been all prepped and ready for paint. Up here, I've got the wiring for my LED lights that I'm gonna be putting up here. And once we get to the final electrical, you'll see what they do. They're super cool. I actually own these already and they're set up in my backyard awning, and they're gonna be great. So there's gonna be 6 lights on the ceiling. You can see where the cords are just dangling. So there's gonna be a light right there. And I actually designed this to where there's 6 feet from any wall. Reason being is a pinball machine's about 5.5 feet long. So I didn't want a light directly over the playfield. So I purposely scooted them back so they're behind where you stand when you're playing the game, just for glare purposes. Plus, all these lights can be dimmable. I can also shut off each light individually, which is gonna be super cool. Light control module for those 6 lights I just showed you is gonna go right here on the wall. And this hole right here with the recessed plug, this is for my special lighting project that I will show you guys later on. And this is the pre-wiring that I've done for it. And then the other half of the wiring is over there. So stay tuned for that. And also I added another plug for some future lighting projects that I have. So I just wanted to go ahead and just, you know, you can never have too many plugs as long as your circuits can handle it. And luckily I had an extra 4 circuits in the panel here. So we divvied everything up to where this side of the wall is on one circuit and this side of the wall is on another circuit. So we won't overload anything with having simulators and pinball machines on at the same time. The contractor, he's pretty much done in here. We've got all of our trim done. That's in there, everything's painted. Went ahead and painted the stripes on the new wall here to match. So that's done. Doors are painted, trim is installed. It looks great. Okay, so today we are going to be installing some LED accent lights around the perimeter. So I'm gonna show you what this technology is that I'm using. This is kind of a DIY thing. Now, there are a couple of links on Amazon for something that's a little more turnkey, but you have less effect options. So let me kind of show you what I've got going on here. This is a 5-volt, 60-amp power supply that I got off of Amazon, and I'll leave links for all this stuff in the description below. So you wire up a power cord, and what powers it is this ESP32, and I've installed a program called WLED. You can actually buy these pre-installed with WLED, and that is the program that controls these LEDs. So these LEDs are individually controlled. So you can do cool motion effects and that sort of thing. It's only 3 wires that are connected. You've got a power, you've got a positive, negative, and then a data signal. And those are the only 3 wires that you need to worry about. So each of these rolls, this is about, I don't know, 29 bucks, and it gets you a little over 15 feet. So this should be enough for the job. If not, I can order some more off of Amazon. So I got all this stuff off of Amazon, by the way. Now, if you don't want to, if you feel weird about using something like this, they do make something has less effects, and it's all in a nice plastic case with a remote. I'll put a link in that in the description below. It's not very expensive, but you have to make sure you get the right voltage power supply, and they actually have another one that's not exposed like this. It's more of a line lump commercial thing. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. And then it just plugs right into this connector, and you don't have to do any wiring. However, one thing is that if you tie more than 2 of these together and you have it, say, on a white light, you'll notice this first reel is really white, and then when you plug in the next reel, it starts getting yellow instead of a white light towards the very end of it. So you have to do this thing called power injection. And basically what that is you have another power supply at the end of your long string of lights that supplies the 5 volts. So it gets fresh power at the end of the string, because what happens is as the power travels through this whole winding and it goes to another one of these, the power kind of drops every 5 feet by like a millivolt. By the time you get out to about 30 to 60 feet, the last few lights in the strip are going to be dimmer and not as vibrant in color. So if you're using more than 2 of these together, I would recommend putting power injection either in the middle of your string or at the end. There's some great YouTube videos about how to do all this, but I've done this on several other projects, so I kind of know what to expect and how to gauge for that. So this is the channel material we're going to be using. It comes in a 5-pack of 3.5 feet per strip. So I'll have to kind of link all these together. I'm going to use double-sided tape on the back side here. Stick these to the wall. These LED strips actually have an adhesive back. You peel that off and we stick them right in the middle. And then once those are all installed, this is the lens cover, and it just snaps right in. And this whole thing's gonna glow like neon, and it'll have some really cool effects. And I bought this on Amazon as well. I'll leave a link in the description below. So, looking at the project over here, up here in this corner, I've recessed a plug for 120 volts, and I've pre-run my signal wire, which has the 5 volt positive, the ground, and then the data line. And also, this wire right here goes way over there to the far end, and it sticks down, and I had them run it through the sheetrock, so you can't see any wiring. So this is going to tie onto the very end of the strip. So it's going to start in this corner, then it's going to go all the way around here, and then to here. That should be enough. I've hooked up all 4 reels together on my bench just to see if I need power injection, and they were a little dim, and the white wasn't as crisp at the end of the last 4th reel. So that's what we're going to be doing, and I wanted to do this before the construction was done so I have access to do what I need to do up here on the ceiling. So I'm going to throw this on a time lapse, and you can watch me get going on it. I'm going to start at this end and then go this way. Here's the power supply. I've got my power wires, 120 volts going in, and this side is 5 volts positive and this side is 5 volts negative. I have my red on the positive side, and then I have my green or white on the negative side right here. So that is ready to go. This is my ESP32 board, which is preloaded with WLED. And all I need to do is connect up this male connector with the female connector, and then the lights will be active. Now, this cable here, my 5 volt power injection that goes over there on that side of the wall, I'm gonna go ahead and wire it up to this power supply, and then I'm gonna put the whole thing up in the hole in the attic, and we'll be able to start sticking to our railing system up here. Let's check it, make sure everything's working. There it is, it's working. You can see the lights. So now we're ready to start sticking to the railing. All right, I just plugged it in and we're working. I went ahead and tied in our power injection wire right there, just the positive and the negative, 5 volts. Basically this side right here was getting really dim. Started mounting the cover, which kind of diffuses the light here on the LEDs. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue with that right now. All of the covering is on the diffuser. Got it all the way on over there. And man, this looks amazing. So this is the lighting controller we're using for the overhead lights. What's really cool is that you've got a color wheel here, and you can change the colors to anything you want. Plus it'll do white light, it'll do daylight, it'll do warm white, as you can see in the camera here. You can dim it, which is super cool. You can also turn off, you can program all your lights to be on zone. So if you want to shut off one one or two of the lights, you can just click those and turn it off, and it'll start getting dimmer in here. As you can see, I just shut those off. I'll turn them back on now. You can see those coming on, or you can also group them all together, which is a really cool idea. But my favorite thing is you can set it on, it has some pre-programmed modes. So you hit the mode button, some color changing options that just cycle through, and you can change your speeds. You can have it alternate between colors, which is really fun. So yeah, great little lighting system, and it's not super expensive and really versatile. Here are a couple of color effects for the LED project that I came up with. Really cool. It just gives the room some really fun lighting effects. I have it on a pattern right now to where it's swapping between several different programs. So you can see this is just kind of a cool red color. And then after a while, it's going to change to something different. And here comes a blue streak through. Now it fades to blue. Super cool. And the effects on this are unlimited to your imagination. So you can go in there and create your own effects and then save it. Super cool. And that diffuser just gives this lighting kind of a neon effect. But then you get all the benefits of the movement of the LEDs, which is really fun. So I'm gonna end it right there. We have one more episode left, and that's gonna be the final. We're gonna be doing the carpet, and also I'm gonna be installing a mini split AC system. Also, we'll be moving all the games in, and you can see how this thing turned out. I'm super excited to show you how it looks. It's amazing. So until then, talk to you soon.